Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are on location today, and we're not in the Healthy Families, Healthy Futures kitchen. We are very excited to hopefully work with the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Office here in beautiful Bolivia, North Carolina. And I have with me Meghan Lassiter. She is one of the extension folks here. And Megan, tell them a little bit about what you guys do and how we are going to work together, maybe a little bit.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So I am a family and consumer sciences agent. I do healthy cooking classes as well, and just a lot of nutrition education all over the county. Sometimes it's virtual, sometimes it'll be at senior centers or libraries. Really, anyone that requests some extra information. And Chef John and I are hoping to work together to keep doing something similar and further increase our reach and meet families where they are. So thanks for letting me join in and say hello.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we hope this is going to work out really well. Megan, I watched her do a class the other day at one of the senior centers, and she's great, and I can't wait for us to figure out how we can make this work together. I also want to say that this is going to be our last class for a while with the Wake County folk until we can figure out a new schedule, or if there is going to be a new schedule. And so I wanted to take a quick second to thank you guys for coming every month and participating in our classes. I've gotten some really great feedback from folks on some of the stuff that we've done. So I'm very appreciative. I know your time is valuable. And I'm always appreciative that people come and sit in my classes, and we always have a good time, and we always make good food. So I'm excited for that. So today we're going to work on, it's summertime. It's getting hot. I don't know about how things are in Wake County, but down here in Brunswick County, it is hot. It's real hot. So we're going to do things. My mother, and I know Miss Tamigo's mother, said the same thing. It's just too hot to cook in the kitchen. And my mom said that 1,000 times in the summertime. So we're going to do some things together that are really healthy, really easy, but don't require cranking up the stove too much. And then at the end, I'm going to put together a charcuterie board for the little ones so that they can, when you guys have cookouts or parties at your house or even in your centers, you're not just bringing in the big bowl of chips and things like that. You're putting out some healthy food for them. I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly and real easy. So if you have any questions, feel free. My computer's a lot closer to me today than it was at my house. So I can actually see the chat a little better. So feel free to put anything in the chat that you have questions about. And we are going to run through these recipes, and then we'll talk about any more. Okay? All right. So the first thing I want to do, if you're following along, if you have the recipes with you, is I'm going to make the chilled cantaloupe soup. And what I got going here, our recipes out of the way. Cantaloupes are just now starting to get nice here in North Carolina. The one I got, it wasn't 100% ripe as I'd like it to be. So I chopped it down a little bit. This is a great little recipe for a lot of reasons. I was telling Megan about this recipe that you can, and I've done this in similar fashion. You can put this in a pot and freeze it, put it in a pot. But today we're going to make it as a cold soup. And I think cold soup is a really good idea for young children because they can eat it in a cup, or they can eat it in a bowl, or they can eat it, as a whole meal, or as just a little snack. And I don't think we eat enough cold soups in our diet, and I think it's a really good idea to add stuff like that. I love gazpacho. I love cold carrot soup. Those are really nice things to have. It adds just a little bit of some coolness, I guess, if you will, to your meal. I like cold cucumber soup. So I chopped up a half a cantaloupe. It's about 3 cups total. And I'm going to add about a cup of just fresh orange juice to that. You can make this all in the blender and it's done. It's about a cup. And I've got some fresh lemon juice that I'm adding and lime juice. You guys can see. We'll dump that in there. And a little bit of lime juice. That's a juice of about a half a lemon and about a juice of a whole lime. And the citrus will help kind of break down the cantaloupe a little bit. Pardon me, I'm traveling, so I had to wrap up all my little stuff today. And then I'm going to add, I'm using, I use a lot of agave syrup versus honey. Honey's fine, but I like agave because it's not, it blends really well. It just blends better. So I'm going to add my agave. I don't think it's nearly as sweet. That's just my. We've got a little bit of cinnamon. And I've made this for adults. I've added just a little bit of cayenne pepper to it. And it kind of fancies it up a little bit. It gives it just a little bit of a bite. Wouldn't necessarily do that for young children, but if you're having a fancy dinner party and you want to make this, you can amp it up a little bit. And now I'm just going to do a little tiny pinch of salt. You know how I am about my salt, guys. All right, so there we are. That's it. And we're going to put this on the blender over here, and you're going to hear it blend, and then I'll bring it back. So there we are. And I'm going to pour this up into a nice little bowl, and I would chill this really cold before I served it, but today for the class, I'm just going to leave it like that. It's kind of foamy at the moment. And then I'm going to take a couple of mint leaves, and I'm just going to chop those really fine into juliennes. And I'm just going to garnish my soup with some mint leaves. And there we have it. That was the first one. That's really easy. That's a chilled cucumber soup. Make sure you can see that. We'll do these all up and plate up in just a minute. All right, let me do a quick cleanup. I would put that in the refrigerator and get it good and ice cold. Now, what you can do with that, guys, is you can add a little cream to it, like coconut milk, or just plain milk, or any milk of your choice. And then you can put that in a popsicle mold and freeze it. And then you can also put it in a pan, like a sheet pan or a casserole pan or something like that. Put it in the freezer, and about every 30 minutes go by with a fork and just scrape it as it freezes. And it makes kind of like a cantaloupe ice. So that works really well. You can almost do the same thing with mango. If you want to do it with mango, that would be great too. That's another good way to do it. All right. So our next one, I want to do a salad dressing, because we're going to use this a couple of ways. We're going to use it in our food, and then we're going to use it in our, so we're going to make a little salad dressing. I gave you 3 recipes for salad dressings. I'm not doing them all today because we'll be, time and things like that. But I did want to do this ranch because this is like the kids' most favorite dressings of all time. So we're going to do this, and we're going to use it in a salad, and then we're going to use it in our charcuterie. I'm going to go ahead and make it now, and then I'm going to let it chill down a little bit. So I'm getting a couple of bowls here. All right. Megan's helping me out. She's unwrapping my ingredients here. So this one starts, I don't normally use a lot of mayonnaise in our cooking, but this one doesn't call for a lot. And I think and it's light mayonnaise. So we're going to do that first. Make sure you can see that. So this is about a 1/4 cup of light mayonnaise and a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, not the vanilla, plain Greek yogurt. Get all that in here. The cool thing about doing some of these dressings, I'm going to do another one when we do the quinoa salad, is that the reason why I like to make my own salad dressings Have you ever read the labels on salad dressings? It's ridiculous. So salad dressings and packaged deli meats, which we're also going to use one here in just a little bit, is the things we try to avoid. You can't avoid them always, but you can try. So I put in this is a quarter cup of light mayonnaise, as light as you can get, and then Greek yogurt. And then I'm going to add a little lemon juice to that. That's about a teaspoon. I have some garlic powder. The recipe said 3/16. That's really just a pinch of garlic powder. And then some onion powder was in that as well. Some fresh parsley that I chopped up. And then some green onion, which I didn't bring with me today. And some black pepper, which I'll probably have some green onion or something I can throw in there. And just a little bit, just a pinch again of sugar. Just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. And then a milk of your choice. And I'm just using plain milk today. That's what I had, just a splash. It's probably a good tablespoon. And we'll just mix that up. Now, if you're going to use this as a pourable dressing, you want to kind of get it in that consistency. If you want to use it as a dip, which is what we're going to end up using it for eventually, then you don't want to have it so runny. So this is just about where I want it to be. Oops. And I always have keep this nice little whisk around. The other thing I'm going to use later on today is I'm going to make my salad dressing in a jar. So that's another good thing. I keep these around for that very reason. So you just want to beat that really, 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 really good. There's no lumps, no bumps, nothing like that. And that's it. Again, we're done. You want to add a little more parsley to it. You can add dill to this if you want. Although I don't find it, I think dill kind of makes it a little bit stronger. I like to use this to dip veggies in. So there we go. That is our healthy salad dressings. In the back of our next one, I want to do another salad. This is my watermelon salad. Watermelons are looking pretty good this year. We had a lot of rain in the early part of the fall, so the browns look really good. So I've got some watermelon here. I've cut into chunks. And a lot of the watermelon salads that I see when I look at recipes, they want you to use feta cheese. I don't think personally, I like feta cheese, but I don't think kids like feta cheese. What do you think? So I'm going to do something different. I'm going to use mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to throw this in a bowl. I guess I could just dump it, but my watermelon has I cut this a day or so ago, and it's leaching a little bit. So I want to try to keep it dry and not soupy. You can also do the cold soup technique with watermelon. Any kind of melon, honeydew, Sprite. We put Sprite. You know, Sprite. So I'm not going to put all this in here because I don't want to make a whole big salad out of it. So this is my watermelon. So this is about half of a watermelon, a small watermelon. It's about 3 cups, about the same as we did with the cantaloupe. And with that, I'm going to add again some lime juice to this. The citrus really helps bring back from the sweet. And I'm going to also add a little bit of, which is also unusual, just a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Also kind of brings up the savory aspect of it. And then just a tiny bit of olive oil. Kind of hold things together. And then a little salt. And I sometimes just mix my salt and pepper together like that. So you guys can see that. Again, this is something if you want to amp it up a little red pepper flake would be really good with this. And then I'm going to chop up a little bit more of my mint. You can't have a watermelon salad without some mint. I think it's a rule, I believe. I'm just going to put a few pieces in there. Now, you'll read a lot of recipes that say use feta cheese. Again, I don't think feta cheese and kids go together really well. So I'm just going to use some shredded mozzarella. It's a much milder cheese. And it's just, I just think kids will buy into it a little bit. There we go. Again, this is another one that I would let chill. You can make a big batch of this, guys, if you're cooking for your kids in your center. And that's it. It's, literally, everything's on your pantry except the water. So you could just do this and throw it together on a Friday afternoon or Friday morning and serve it at lunchtime. And they would love this. This recipe is going to be a savory chicken salad. And I believe I told you guys the last time we were together that I had a special chicken salad recipe that I did in my restaurant. I didn't give the recipe out very often because it's a little perky. Well, this is kind of big. It's a little different than your tip. We did a chicken salad the last time, if you guys remember, if you were here with me last time. And we used apples. It was really good. And I ate the whole thing that we made. So so this one is kind of a throwback. This one's a little different. So I got 3 cups of cooked chicken. You guys have been in my classes. You know I keep just a bag of chicken breast in my freezer. And I just go grab some and poach it with a little rosemary, a little thyme. And I just keep it in. It just takes like 20 minutes and it's done. So this is about 3 cups. And then again, I'm coming back with the Greek yogurt instead of the mayonnaise. It's about a half a cup. About a half a cup. You don't want it sloppy. That's what I call it. I'm going to put a little bit of diced cucumber. Cucumber is probably my favorite vegetable. I really like it. I like it in anything. I like it raw. When I was cutting these up, I think I ate a whole one while I was prepping this stuff. It's one of those things. We did a class, if you remember, we did a class where we stuffed tuna in cucumber halves. If you remember that class, that was really cool. All right, so this is where we kind of get off the rails a little bit. I'm using some Dijon mustard. This was straight out of my recipe. I sold this in my restaurant. It was on my menu board, and I sold a whole lot of it. So this is a Chef John kind of original. And then a little bit of dill pickle relish. And now they make no sugar added dill pickle relish. So that's what this is. Notice I didn't have any salt in this. You can add some if you want, but remember my rule. You can add it, but you can't take it out. Give this a stir. Again, we haven't cooked anything. I cooked the chicken, but it's just a pot of boiling water and a few herbs. And I will throw a little pinch of my salt and pepper mix. Just because I have some. All right. Now, what can I do with this? There's a lot of ways you can use this. You put this in a wrap. No problem there. Just wrap that up. You can take a scoop and put it on a bed of lettuce. We're going to make some Smart Pockets like pita. I love using pitas for sandwiches. So we're going to do that today. This is one that I found. These are whole wheat Smart Pockets. 100% whole wheat. They're not very big, which I like, which controls our portions for our kids. So this is what they look like. If you guys have seen the little sandwich thins that they sell in the stores, read the labels on those. All right, so I'm going to open that up, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I'm just going to stuff it. And that's about, that's not a bad little portion really for a young kid. Okay. What do you think? There we have it. It's a little sloppy, not too bad. Here's another. All right, so this was another easy one that everybody can do. I like this recipe a whole lot because it's simple. Now, I'm not a huge fan, you've heard me talk about it in the past, of getting deli meat. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. There's alternatives, obviously. I was telling Megan this, I went through and looked at all the brands in the store, and believe it or not, the store brand had the least amount of sodium in comparison to the national brands and the serving size. So I went through all the labels, and I'm just tell you, that's a Food Lion brand right there. And it's about 420 milligrams of sodium. For little kids, it's still a lot, and that's for 2 pieces. But typically in deli meat, it's about 750 milligrams, which for a young child, it's about half of what they really need for a day. So I thought this was the best choice. And go ahead and use 3 pieces for this. So I got some hummus. I didn't make my own hummus today. Normally I do, but I didn't today. And this is just a little plain red pepper hummus because I like that. I like that taste. This is just an easy peasy little thing to throw together really, really quickly.
Is the deli meat you asked for at the counter a little better than the package?
Not really.
They're about the same.
They're about the same. And now I know Boar's Head is a brand, but they do sell low sodium, but I can't try to find them. And so then I'm going to add some spinach. This is another rib. I sold these very similar in my sandwich shop, my recipe, my restaurant. I'm just going to put a little bit of baby spinach on it, and I like pulling the ends off personally. But you can do it any way you want. You could just do regular lettuce here if you don't want to do spinach. Spinach is going to be the healthier option, obviously. And you can make a bunch of these in advance. Sit in your refrigerator. And then, if you make them for the center, you got the whole grain in the tortilla. You got the hummus. And then I'm going to add just a sprinkling of red pepper. And we want to try to introduce these colorful vegetables to the kids. They may not always see these things on their own table, but it doesn't hurt to introduce it. Remember, it's going to take a while. Gotta have some patience. But you guys can make it happen. I'm going to grab a couple slices of this. I'm just going to roll right in there like that. You can do this as a sandwich too, if you want. I like doing things in wraps. I just think it's kind of cool. You could use some slider rolls if you wanted to. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do this up. Welcome to Mo's style, Chipotle. I'll show you guys. And there we go. Real pretty, colorful. Remember, we eat with our eyes. The colors are what makes it attractive. So you've got the red pepper against the green spinach. I haven't cooked anything. And you can make this is a quick snack to take, or wrap that up and take it on a picnic or to the ball game or whatever. So Mr. Baker asked a really good question about the tuna. I'm going to do a tuna salad here mainly because I think tuna gets a bad rap. Kids don't really dig tuna that much. Yes. I'm using white tuna packed in water. And I just squeezed all the water out of it and just, that's it. I mean, it's got, it's tuna, some kids not gonna buy into it. I get it. But I thought I'd give you guys a recipe on it so that you could try it. Again, we want to try to introduce these new foods as much as possible. Okay. And maybe some of you kids like tuna. I grew up eating tuna. I'm an older guy, but I grew up eating a lot of tuna. Back in the day, it was cheap and it was healthy-ish. My mother drowned it in mayonnaise, but that's okay. I mean, back then, that's what we did. And so we're going to start with the tuna. And then we're going to add, again, I'm back to adding my Greek yogurt. I don't use a lot of mayonnaise. I usually have a drawer full. Okay, so I'm going to put about, it's about a quarter cup of Greek yogurt. I got some green onion in here. If you remember my last class, I used exclusively green onion because I had a bunch that I needed to use up. So I used all green onions. Well, I didn't have that much this time. And then I'm going to add about a half a lemon. It's going to brighten up the flavor a little bit, kind of take some of that tuna out of the way. That's about the juice of about half a lemon. And then I got some, again, I chopped some red pepper. I like using red peppers for this. It's sweet and it's just a nice color. And if you notice, I cut that really fine. Okay, you don't want big pieces in your sandwich. So we're going to do that. I'm not going to put all that in there. Then we stir that up. Then I'm going to put this on a slider bun because I think it's just the perfect vehicle for this kind of stuff. You could add a lettuce, slice some tomato, some lettuce if you want. All right. So you could do the chicken if you wanted to do chicken salad this way. That's fine. It's perfect. And then you can do the tuna salad either way as well. And you can spice this up a little bit. A little cayenne pepper in there wouldn't be bad. I use that in mine when I make it. I also use raw cucumber in this as well. Not a problem. So I'm just going to split this open, not all the way across. I'll make 2 of these. Megan's hungry. It's been great today, man. I cannot believe how lucky I rolled into this today. You guys can I have to look over here to see if I'm on camera. And then we're looking at this one. Remember, when you get your tuna, it's going to be full of water. Don't get the oil. Get the one in water, white tuna in water, and then squeeze that out. And I really just took my hand and just squeezed it into like a colander strainer. So there's our tuna salad. You can get the big cans of this if you're making a lot. I think for the youngsters, slider is about the right serving. You can add a little bit of lettuce to it if you wanted to, or a slice of tomato. That would be a perfect little snack, a little lunch. Okay. How we got? Okay. So this is a quinoa with a lemon Greek lemon salad kind of thing. I like my quinoa. You guys know that, right? Anybody here not know that? I made a lot. I did a lot of this. So this is about 2 cups cooked of quinoa. Pardon my fingers, but I do have gloves on.
Would you do this with rice or a different grain?
I could do it with bulgur. I could do it with ferret. I could do it with brown rice. Great. Yeah, that's a good question. Thanks, man. So I got, and you know, the quinoa comes in colors. You have the red, you have, actually have the brown or black, and then you have the white. I just happen to have some white quinoa. I bought a big bag of it, so I'm trying to use it up. I gave you the instructions on how to cook your quinoa on here, but I've already done it. It cooks basically like rice. I will tell you, I did burn my first batch today or yesterday. I just wasn't, I quit paying attention to it. And then I'm going to add, to this, I'm going to add some no salt added chickpeas. And if you remember from my last class, I drained these off and then I put them in the refrigerator in this container, just like that. And they will dry out really well that way. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not as sticky, I guess is the right way to say it. Yeah, that's it. Megan said slimy. And I was like, yeah, I was trying to avoid that. All right, so here's some green, here's some yellow pepper. You can use whatever color you like. I hack this. Again, you know, Chef John goes through his refrigerator and steals from Mrs. Chef John and gets whatever he, you know, whatever's not been used in the week. All right, and then oh, here's my cucumber. I got a little bit of cucumber again. Cucumbers are a staple of a lot of Greek cooking. And then here's some tomatoes. I just took some cherry tomatoes and half them, quartered some and half some. Look at the colors I'm putting together here, guys. Isn't that awesome? We eat with our eyes. Remember that. And kids especially. Oh, yeah. It wouldn't be Greek if I didn't do just a little bit of red onion. This is strong. Red onions to me is one of the strongest things, but they're really good. If you don't like to use them, don't use green onions. That's fine. You can use white onions. You can also rinse these a little bit in water, in cold water, and it makes them a little less strong. I'm not going to put a ton in this. The recipe called for about a quarter to a half a cup. I'm going to put just a little shake of them in here. But you know, you just don't want to taste red onion all day. All right. Now I want to make my dressing. So this is where I get my jar. I keep these in the house. I'll set this to the side. I'll come back. So my dressing, and this is the best thing you can do as far as when you want to get the kids involved, get them a jar. Here's some lemon juice. That's some oil. That's some avocado oil. Some garlic. Here's some apple cider vinegar. This is a little dried oregano. And a little bit of black pepper. I'm not going to put a lot of salt in this one. We have a little pinch. Throw that in here. And then some garlic. I use about a good squirt of lemon juice. We're going to make what they call an emulsion. All right, now here's what you get the kids to do. Let them run around the house with that. All right. I mean, I know you guys have made butter. It's the same jar I make butter with, by the way. And just shake that up and see it's changed. So you want to do that right before you serve it. And then you're going to just pour it over your salad. Possible. Now you can see me doing this out under a tent. About 100 people looking at me at the same time I'm doing it. But you know what? We got it done. And they love it. And then we're just going to stir that up. And that is that. Again, this is something you can make ahead, put it in your refrigerator, in your cooler, let those flavors marinate together, and you're rocking and rolling. Okay. make your dressing as you get ready to serve it. Pour it all on there. Here we go. Okay. All right, I got a little bit of mozzarella. I had a little bit of mozzarella cheese left over. Let's throw that in there on it, just because I didn't want to do anything else with it. And you can add green peppers to this. I mean, any color pepper you want to use. I just think it's good. I literally like the tricolor quinoa because of the colors, but this looks fine. And it's full of protein. You get the protein. Quinoa is all protein, and then you got the extra protein with the chickpeas. Very little fat, a little bit of oil, not much. I'm using avocado oil. I must use that almost exclusively versus olive oil, especially if I'm like I saute something or put it in a dressing. I just think it's a better, it's a healthier oil. It's avocados. So, right. So I'm going to take, Megan, I'm going to take this dressing that we made, and I'm just going to put it in a little ramekin like this for dipping. And I could use this also as a salad dressing. I'd add just a touch more milk than what I did. I'm going to come back with some of my meat. And you want to you kind of want to build all in one direction. So I'm going to put or in sections, I guess is what I was really trying to say. So I'm going to roll up a few pieces of turkey. Like that. And so we have a meat section, we'll have a veggie section, we'll have a sweet section. You can make this any way you want. There's no rules. One thing Chef John has learned a long time ago is you don't play by the rules. I got some dark chocolate. I'll put those over here. I got my hummus. I'll put my hummus like right here. We'll work around some of that. I should have had another ramekin, but it's okay. I got some turkey pepperoni, low-fat turkey pepperoni. It's low sodium turkey pepperoni. So I'm gonna lay that across here. Again, this is stuff you just should, may have in your fridge. You're not putting out the chips. Look at you. I'm gonna fix it. Megan just came up with a little bowl for me. Great. How many times have you heard me say I needed some help doing this? And look what I got. I got the best. All right, so I got that going. I got some veg. So we're gonna put that around our dips. So we're gonna lay in our cucumbers. This is my favorite. I'm gonna put those in like this. Around. You don't have to put a whole lot on the tray because as it eats, you can just do what I did. You just keep them in a little container and restock it as you want. I got some red. These right here. These are really good for dipping in the hummus. Here's some orange. Next time you have to take something to school or you have a party, think about doing it this way. Instead of Fritos and chips. I finally found some, we've been talking about sunflower seeds forever. I finally found some. I'm just going to put a little bit here. More veg. Put some tomatoes around this side. You guys can see some tomatoes over here. Again, the kids don't really care how fancy it is. I don't really care either because I'm going to eat it. I got a few baby carrots. Which is really good in this dip. Just lay those in here. Not done. I got more. little cheese for you. You want to, serve these in a little plate or a little bowl. Put a few pieces of that on here. Cheese is always good. Kids love it. And use some tongs to serve it up with. And let's put some. Different kinds. We got a little Colby Jack down there. And then we're going to have a few snack crackers because there's a list of stuff you can put on your charcuterie. This is really good. See, it's right next to the hummus. So you're kind of giving them the idea of what to do with it. I got crackers everywhere. Again, I just pull this stuff out of my pantry with a hat around it. That Mrs. Chef John likes to eat when I'm not cooking, which is most of the time. All right, that's kind of it.
I think it looks great.
You like that? You guys think you could put trail mix here? I thought dark chocolate was not a bad little thing to have. Just a little treat.
It's a purple color too.
Give you those where I live. And isn't that pretty? I mean, that's just pretty. That took like 2 minutes to make. And you can set this out and the kids eat on it, and then just replenish it as you want. And we're good to go. Look, there's no chips. There's no processed stuff. We made the hummus, but we made the dip. It's good to go. All right. Let's recap what we got going here. We started with our charcuterie. We ended with our charcuterie. We made a wrap. We made some tuna salad. Again, we didn't cook anything today. We made a tuna salad. We made our turkey wrap. We made our hummus. We made our Greek chickpea salad. And again, just whatever vegetables you have in there. That's cucumbers, a little bit of red onion, some tomatoes, some yellow peppers. We made our own vinaigrette. Super easy, super nice, very healthy, the right kinds of fats. We made in our charcuterie board, we made our own dip, ranch dressing, ranch style dressing. Yeah. Made our ranch style dressing. Make your own dressings, guys. Just take the time and do it. I gave you 3 recipes. One's honey mustard, one's tomato basil, and then this one, and then the vinaigrette. You're making them about 3 times better health-wise than if you buy it in the bottle. I understand it's easy to grab one off the shelf. I get it. I probably got one in my refrigerator too. But take a minute to make these because they really are better. And it's what kids like. See, we can just dip that in there like that, and we're rocking and rolling. Do that Megan, because I'm going to eat some in a little bit. And then we had our watermelon salad. Easy if you want to take this to a barbecue or something like that. Just do it, put it in the refrigerator, put some plastic wrap over it, take it just like that. You don't even have to put it in a nice bowl. Just take it like that. Okay, cool. And then last, Megan, very good. Megan has sampled, which is cool, which is what I wanted. Our cold, it's really cold. We put it back in the cooler. A cold cantaloupe soup. I think it's really nice. You can do that. Again, you can add a little I've added a little coconut milk to this as I'm blending it, and you pour it in a pop, like a popsicle. Or the way I used to do it when my kids were little, I get those little tiny cups. Like I guess I used to go in the bathroom or something like that. Dixie cups, yeah. Thanks, Megan. And then I pour that in there, and I put them in the freezer. And just when they started to get slushy, I'd stick a stick in it and put a stick down in there, so the stick would stay straight up and down. And then when they froze, you could just peel the cup off of it. And that's how we did it. So I made this a lot when my kids were little. My wife still makes me make this for her. We have done it in an hour. I do go through these pretty fast, but they're easy, and they're very easy to make. And you can make them either at home or you can make them at your center if you're cooking for your kids there. I don't think anything here is something you can't make happen. So anything else? Megan, you got anything? Megan, okay.
No, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I've enjoyed tasting, so I definitely recommend trying some of these out. And just like Chef John said, some of these are quick, they're perfect for summer or for little kids, and just trying to get them involved, helping them measure or stir or pour in ingredients. It's going to be super fun for everyone and help those moms and dads or guardians out in the kitchen. So, and make sure they help you with the cleaning part too, because that is part of cooking.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which I've got a lot to do here before I can go home. Keep a jar for things like that. Teach them how to make butter and you can make all your dressings pretty much in a jar, and just let them. It doesn't have to be a glass pickle jar. It can be any kind of jar with a lid on it, and let them go ahead and learn how to do that sort of thing. Those are really anything else.
I don't think so. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, Chef John. It was a pleasure meeting you. So hopefully we'll see you in the future. And I hope everybody has a good summer. And I hope, Chef John, although this is the end of our fiscal year, we will see you soon.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed my time with you guys. Wake County has been a huge supporter of our program. And so we hope to be back with you sometime in the next little bit.
Yes.
If not, I'm still going to be doing videos. Now I got a place to go rep, and I can do some more videos and live stuff. You haven't seen the last of Chef John yet, so we'll be around.
All
All
right.
right. Go to my website, eathealthync.org. Eathealthync.org. And you get all these recipes as I get them done and I get them put up there. But you'll see almost all the recipes that we've done over the last 2 years up there. And videos, go to my YouTube channel. You'll see this video up there at some point. All right.
All right. Thank you.